Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, and you know what? All of you really bring happiness to me, and I mean that. I'm just sitting here looking at the chat, and you guys and girls are just great. Anyway, look, so Thursday, October 17th, 2024. All my beautiful friends are here. We have some stuff to cover. I want to talk about assets moving forward, what we can expect here. Some things are just so in our face obvious. It's it's just too much. And we're going to cover all that. Um, I want to start off with some economic news, but before we can get there, so I'm running this poll right now. As you can see, it's changed just a little bit since I started running this. It looks like quite a few of you are going to be putting cash to work in cryptocurrency, not so much in the stock market, which I'm a little surprised to see. And the vast majority looking to get into gold and silver. Obviously, you know how I feel about that. It's silver, my favorite asset of all time. I am not going to deviate. Yes, I see Luna, Lynn here, all of them. I great place to be, diversified, absolutely. But we're going to talk about this moving forward because of obviously this presidential selection coming up. And anyway, we're going to get into it. But what I want to talk about now is some economic news that we got today, and I'm laughing. So we got people. I'm just at a loss for words. The propaganda, the distortions of the truth, and the deceptions are just out of control. So, factory activity or manufacturing, the entire sector is in contraction, which means it's shrinking. Factory orders are basically non existent. You all know that. But we got a little bump. We got a little bump in factory and manufacturing to them, and nothing goes down in the straight line or up in the straight line, so we're going down, 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 down. We get a little tiny bump. We're going back down. This can't be stopped. The world economy is being taken apart piece by piece. We are debt saturated to the highest possible order. And if you think we're done, then you don't understand at all what's going on. So yes, gold and silver are the place to be. 100%. This is how you bet against the debt, become your own central bank. I also believe, again, we're going to see a massive wave of cash make its way into cryptocurrency when the eventual meltdown happens. But before that even happens, if Trump is selected here, we're going to talk about crypto specifically. President Trump has put himself in a very interesting place. He's fully adopted his love affair for crypto, and he has not only established a whole business around it, which we'll talk about later, his own crypto token as well, but he's really the guy that crypto enthusiasts want to see as president. And also with regard to the stock market, there's no doubt in my mind at all that he's better for the stock market. Now, we're going to talk about these things, why better than Kamala for the stock market. And I don't care about anything else. We're going to put the rest of the whole political spectrum over there. We're going to talk about things from a financial standpoint because I want all of us to stay ahead of the curve. We're being wiped out. We're being systematically destroyed. You all know that. The financial system has been weaponized against us all. So if we don't take action to turn those tables around, we lose. You understand? We lose. But there's opportunity here, people. And when I see opportunity, I want to pounce on it. So anyway, factory activity got a little bounce today, although it's in contraction. Retail sales, you're never going to believe this one. People are spending more. You mean, wait, they're spending more? They have no choice. They have no choice. Prices continue to rise. Inflation has taken hold, and we haven't seen anything. People are forced to pay more. So when you hear a headline, oh, this is great, consumers are still spending, it just means they have no choice, and people already are maxed out. What are they doing? They're tapping into home equity. They're tapping into their 401ks, declaring financial hardships to pull cash out just to survive, maxing out every manner of debt vehicle that they possibly can. We'll talk more about that too. So people, again, this is a game. and we're being destroyed. It's not going to stop. With regard to unemployment, I think that another 241,000 people claimed for last week. Okay, is this supposed to be a good thing? I don't know. If you're one of those 241,000 people who lost your job, it ain't so good for you. So look, let me just say this really. There is one thing that is going to occur that it's an absolute lock. There's no way out of it. There's no way around it. I don't care what either of these beautiful, lovely people, Trump, beautiful man, Kamala, beautiful woman, I don't care what they're saying to you. If you believe that inflation is going to stop in its tracks, if you believe that debts and deficits are not going to continue to hyperballoon, then you have been, I don't know, psyoped into another reality. Because the reality of it is, this is not going to stop. And that means that there's, again, opportunity here. People, look, the economy is wiped out. It's going to be more wiped out moving forward, not just here in the United States. Break out of your little United States box that they've placed you in. The world economy is under attack. You, wherever you are in this world, living under the rulership of a central bank, you are under attack. You have a target tattooed on your face. Sound familiar? I told you this from 10 years ago. You're being eliminated. But again, for those of us who are smart enough to be able to turn these tables around, it's too simple right now, man. Anyway, look, so with regard to inflation, let me just show you this. This is an article from 8 days ago. This was on NerdWallet. NerdWallet's a pretty good, believe it or not, source of information. Now, here, I want you to, I'm going to cover what I wrote here. So this is an article from 8 days ago. I'm going to expose what I wrote a second ago in a few seconds from now. So anyway, look, so food prices are higher by 28% in 5 years. I would argue it's much higher than that. Now, here's why. And the reason why I'm covering this is I don't want you to see what I wrote until I read you what they wrote. So they wrote higher food prices are higher because of higher operating costs. Pay attention for a second. Supply chain disruptions, corporate profits. These are the contributing factors. What's missing here? That's what I wrote. What's missing here? No mention at all about currency devaluation, about artificially suppressed rates. It's gone. Not even they can talk about it. Okay, we understand that inflation is a product of monetary policy. Oh, they can tell you it's operating costs. They can tell you it's supply chain disruption, whatever they want to come up with. Randall, thank you. And the Fed, exactly. But no mention at all of the root cause of the problem. You're not allowed to know it's central banks. It's monetary policy, period. You understand? And we haven't seen anything yet with regard to, obviously, artificially suppressed rates. And we just heard from the European Central Bank. Let's talk about that. This was widely expected. We spoke about it this morning. The European Central Bank did, in fact, follow in lockstep with the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve, ECB follows the Fed with interest rate cut. And why? This is just getting started or going. It's not going to stop. Does it sound familiar to you? Because I've only been telling you this since time immemorial. They have us by the throat, and everything else. You understand what I'm talking about? You know, you can't say that word out here. But central banks have us all under their control, including the beautiful President Trump and beautiful Vice President Harris over there. Puppets. They're selling us the Fed's plan. So again, if we know that's going to happen, and there's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, we're going to take advantage of this, people. We're going to take advantage of this. Now, let us move forward here. Our favorite bank on Wall Street, Bank of America CEO, consumer spending bodes well for an economic outlook. Oh, consumers, they have no choice but to spend more. Can I please get a duh? Now, with regard to that, this was CNBC earlier today talking about maxing out credit cards. People, this is what they're utilizing, their credit cards, every manner of a loan, personal loan, again, tapping into emergency funds, 401k plans, home equity, whatever they got to do to try to maintain an illusion of middle-class existence. They're being destroyed. Now, I just wrote this down. So, again, people are tapping into everything imaginable, hardship loans, home equity, credit cards, personal loans, everything. And debt defaults are skyrocketing. Now, with regard to that, and with regard to the banking system, a lot of stuff is still being hidden from you people. They're going to be facing again. First of all, you ever hear of a credit default swap? Yeah, these things still exist here, and there's going to be defaults massively across the board, and there's going to be no way to pay it back except you. You're going to bail it all back, bail it all out, of course, as we did last time. Now, look, we all understand all this. This is beautiful. The economy's coming apart. No matter what propaganda they want to throw at us, we see through the nonsense and the garbage, and it's not going to stop. Again, central banks are in full control, and they are fulfilling their goal, and nothing is going to get in their way of that. Anyway, so let's talk about, first of all, let's start off with gold and silver, since it looks like most of you here who are participating in this poll are going to be investing in gold and silver. In my opinion, gold and silver are the best possible hedges you can have in this environment. We know for a fact, and this is indisputable, I don't care which way you want to look at it or what promises you're hearing out of beautiful man Trump or beautiful woman Kamala, whatever they're saying to you with regard to they're going to get this under control is not true in any way, shape, or form. How could it be when they're both promising you the Fed's plan here? That is to cut rates, artificially suppress rates moving forward. And obviously that means currency devaluation. That means inflation. You understand? They can't tell you that. They think you're too dumb to put these things together, but we're not that dumb. So with regard to gold and silver, look, my price prediction is higher. I'm not saying they're going to go lower, but there's going to be a distortion here. No matter who is selected here, the stock market is going higher. Trump would get it to go higher faster. Now we're going to talk about why in a moment here. I kind of covered this recently, but we're going to talk a little more. With regard to cryptocurrency, I believe this when I'm going to say, even though Kamala is now pushing herself as the crypto queen on the back of Trump, she had got this from Trump. She said, "Oh, hold on a minute. Well, Trump is making himself the Bitcoin king, the crypto president. Well, I got to be the crypto president too." So, she's not as genuine, obviously. Trump, I believe, is being genuine here with regard to him wanting to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. He said it over and over again. He's built a business around it as well. We're going to talk more about that anyway. Look, so this is from Barron's, and this is what kind of got me thinking a little bit. So this is Barron's from today, and the crypto wants a Trump presidency. What's going to happen? Let's just throw out a hypothetical here. Trump is not selected. What will happen? What will be the immediate reaction to the crypto space? In my opinion, I would not be surprised to see you take a hit. That does not mean you're selling or dumping this stuff. That means you would be buying on that dip because it's going higher regardless of anything else. But Trump here is obviously the man that the entire crypto space or anyone that's involved in crypto wants to see behind the Resolute desk. Now, going back to Trump has again built an entire business so far. Let me read. So Trump rolls out his new cryptocurrency business. This is kind of old news. Donald Trump formally introduced World Liberty Financial. World Liberty Financial is a way to streamline cryptocurrency transactions, borrowing. So again, he's setting this up. You understand? He wants people to obviously use his family's business here. This is a family business to foster and precipitate the flow of cryptocurrency to make it more manageable and easier to use. Jonathan, thank you. My thoughts on energy stocks, dude, you know where I stand there. At least you should. I think energy is going much, much higher, period, the freaking end. So good place to be. Anyway, so he built the whole business around cryptocurrency, streamlining it. Now, I want to bring this to your attention too. All right. So we understand the Trump family just released a crypto token. Now, I have just a couple of complaints about this, but he's getting some backlash about this, and I personally think it's unfounded. All right, now look, whoever this might have been, it doesn't have to be Donald Trump; it could be anybody else. But we're talking about Donald Trump here. All right, Let me just read this to you. So Donald Trump's $300 million crypto venture faces backlash. I'm going to read this and I'm going to tell you my problem with this, but why I think it's unfounded, why he's getting backlash with regard to his crypto venture. So Donald Trump's new cryptocurrency venture, which aims to raise $300 million in crypto token sales, has drawn criticism. Promoted by Trump and his three sons, the project seeks to leverage the global reach of cryptocurrency and to promote cryptocurrency adoption. Now, here's my problem with Trump's token here. I don't like the fact that the initial release was to accredited investors. It wasn't just released to the public. That bothers me. That's number one. Because it's usually the new investors who reap the rewards. Are we on the same page? I don't think it was fair. I think this should have been released fairly to everyone. You understand? Although this is something, I have three complaints about Trump's crypto venture here, which I think is being unfairly criticized, but I do have, I guess, three complaints. One, how it was released only to accredited investors. Number two, there's no way to find out how much Trump or his family owns. I think this should be disclosed. Does that sound fair? Now, after the release for the accredited investors, which I think, again, was unfair, Trump today is telling his followers to buy his family-backed cryptocurrency. Why now? It should have been released to everyone fairly. You see what I'm talking about here? The initial investors are going to make out. The people afterwards are not going to do as well. So there's my three complaints. But let's just talk about what we have here. We have supposedly a free enterprise system, right? That's what we're supposed to have. People are entitled to having their own business ventures here. And that's why Trump is taking some backlash here again. He was completely against cryptocurrency. We all know that. So was I. Admittedly, so was I. I saw the light. Trump saw the light here. He sees this as a way to make cash. Okay, that's the way it is, man. So with his backlash here, $300 million in crypto, and that's just, look, this is worth way more than that, in my view, if you look into where this could potentially go, and with him trying to streamline the use of cryptocurrency moving forward. So Trump is fully behind crypto. Kamala may say she's the crypto queen, but she is not doing this. So does the market want lovely Kamala Harris or Trump? You tell me. It's a no-brainer. So how's this going to play out? Trump is selected. Bam. I mean, if you don't have some crypto in your portfolio, you're missing out. I don't know another way to say it. Now, if Trump is not selected and by some whatever miracle, however it happens, or curse from hell, however you want to look at it, Harris is selected, I would expect crypto to not perform as well. Initially, it's coming back no matter what happens. I still believe in the crypto space because, again, let's put this together. What's Greg Mannarino's scenario? It's very simple. A meltdown of the debt market is going to crush stock markets around the world. Right now, we're in a hyper bubble of hyper bubble of hyper bubble. It's going to burst. Cash is just going to move into other assets, commodities across the board. None more so than gold and silver, like 53% of you so far look like you want to get into. Smartest move you could possibly make. Crypto, risky. It's very volatile. It's not widely held. It's basically controlled by whales who can move the market. But again, the market cap remains the size of about one Dow component. So you tell me, man. I understand a lot of you don't like this stuff, and I'm not saying you must have it. I think you should have some in your portfolios. It makes sense to you? It looks like 30% of you agree with me so far. Now, with regard to President Trump and the stock market, we know what his perspective is with regard to wanting low rates. This is an article here from September of 2019. Trump was attacking the Federal Reserve. President Trump rips Fed as boneheads, calling for zero and negative rates. The man loves negative rates. The Fed is in the process of lowering rates now. And we're getting more moving forward. The Fed's already laid out their case, people. You know all this. It's an incredible thing. What happened at the last FOMC meeting? I've never seen it before. A simultaneous release of data where they lowered the federal funds rate 50 basis points, and then at the same time said, hey, you know what, don't worry, because they were concerned if this was going to hit the market because it was such a big cut as a worry. But they said, hey, you know what, we're going to tell you what we're going to do for this year and all of next. Market rebounded. Anyway, so Trump's position here is in your face. He likes rates to be low. This is a massive positive for the stock market. Maybe we'll get negative rates. I talked about this. I know how bizarre this sounds. Negative rates means you have to pay the bank to keep your cash there. It also would prevent people from putting their cash into the bank. That's the whole point behind negative rates, to get them to put it into, let's say, the stock market or some other investment, or to go out and spend cash, which they don't have, unfortunately. So Trump's perspective on cryptocurrency and what he's building, his business, massively positive for crypto. He's fully embraced crypto, I would have to say, to the highest order. With regard to his perspective on rates, he wants them zero or even negative. We'll see where that goes. That means, look, the Fed's gonna, if Trump is selected, the Fed's gonna have an ally to allow them to fulfill their end game. Okay, they want to own it all. It can't be stopped anyway. I'm telling you right now. None of these people here, not Trump nor Harris, has any inkling right now of trying to get rid of the Fed. They want to help the Fed. Where's the proof? Look at what Obama did during his presidency. Look at what Trump did during his presidency. Look at what Biden's doing now, and Harris right now. They're helping the Fed get stronger, pulling debt into the now, promising lower rates. I mean, wake up, people. Those of you that think this is not the truth, it is the truth. Now, what are the chances of an outlying event hitting the market? Jonathan, thank you. The plunge protection, they're buying it all. You know that. They're buying it all. Of course, they will not let the market fall, at least up until the presidential selection. Absolutely not. They buy large cap stocks. They pick up the market. The illusion of the market is so powerful. And again, don't take my word for this, but look back at every presidential selection cycle as far back as you want to go. The Fed helps whoever's sitting there behind the resolute desk to get re-elected, selected. In this case, they're trying to help out Kamala. And this data, how they're playing it up like this new data that we got is like the second coming. It's all fake. And you know that. But it's all, again, being propagandized to get people to believe that, Kamala's going to do a great job with the economy. No, she's not. Neither is Trump. The same people, I'm going to tell you again, and I really want it to sink in, the same two mechanisms, which are inextricably linked from each other, that are pushing the stock market higher and will do so moving forward, are the same two that are destroying the economy. That is artificially suppressed rates, or possibly even zero or negative rates. Didn't work out too well for Europe, but it's going to work great here. I'm joking. All right. And it obviously is not, it's very destructive. What we even have now, artificially suppressed rates, weaker currency, extremely destructive for the economy, extremely destructive for the average guy and the average girl, for which you are not. You are not the average guy or the average girl. And I'm sitting here, look, put politics aside. From a financial standpoint, from a cryptocurrency standpoint, Trump's the guy. Trump's the guy. I mean, it's a no-brainer here. Does that mean the economy is going to turn around? No, it doesn't. The economy is going to free fall around the world as central banks fulfill their end game. We can't stop it. We have no one to do it. If Greg were running for president right now, the first thing I would do is turn the spigot off, man. I would be raising rates. Trump said yesterday that he believes that a president, if he becomes president again, should have say in what the Fed does, but he said he shouldn't be able to order it. In other words, he believes the Fed should stay independent without any input from we, the American people, and or the president of the United States. I think this is a travesty on a massive scale. I believe, honestly, that we, the people, should have say so in here, but we don't. We don't even have a representative government. We represent ourselves, period, the end. I think we're pretty much on the same page. Anyway, so look, if we know that we can't change this, It can't be changed. It's bringing to its inevitable end, its inevitable climax. We must use every avenue available to us to at least not allow the system to destroy us, because that's what it's designed to do. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? Bells going off? So what we're going to do, look, I'm talking about this from a Trump perspective. From a Harris perspective, the market's still going higher. She's already selling you what the Fed wants, which is the same thing Trump is selling you, is lower rates. We promise you that, which means it's going to help the Fed get stronger, kill the economy. We're done. It's over. It would perform better under Trump because the Fed would have an easier time of lowering rates, and maybe they would go negative. I don't know. Whatever they do, I already told you. Whatever they throw at us, I don't care. We're going to strategize against it, but we're already in the right spots. We've been in the right spots, people, you and me. Now, talking about an outlying event, if you recall, during the scam-demic here, Operation Warp Speed, whatever it was, everyone believed that was going to crash the market because they were going to shut down the economy. I was probably one of the only guys to say, what did I say? If you've been with me long enough, you know what I said. Jonathan, thank you. I said, get long COVID. I said get long COVID, meaning I believed that the market would go higher, and it did. How did I come up with that? Am I just a rocket scientist? Am I the smartest guy on the planet? No, I am not the smartest guy on the planet. But I realized what was going to happen. The Fed was going to get in here and flood the market with more debt, and that's exactly what they did. Again, it's unbelievable. It's too easy, and that's what we're going to see now. The world is being flooded with debt on a pace that we've never seen before. People, again, at the same time, the global economy is contracting. It's a vicious cycle. And again, the more debt that is issued, the more currency destruction there's going to be, and the more need for currency there is. We're eventually going to be brought to our knees. Jonathan knows exactly what I'm talking about. 1929 all over again? Dude, you're way off base. 1929 is going to look like a walk through Central Park on a beautiful summer day eating an ice cream cone. The crash of the market that is coming will eclipse 1929 and every single other stock market crash piled on top of that by exponents. We've never seen it like this before. There has never been a global situation of hyperdebt like we have now. There has never been a situation where price action of assets has been so distorted and twisted like we have now. So 1929 all over again? Dude, I love you, man. And I thank you for supporting me and the channel. But you're way off base. Anyone who believes that we're going to have just a repeat performance of 29 really doesn't understand what's going on or what's being set up. They're going to bring us to our knees by shutting down the financial system via credit freeze. That's what's in the cards here. Everyone loses track of what really was going on during the meltdown of the stock market crash of 2008. It wasn't the stock market, people. It was the credit markets that were locking up. That's why Bernanke had to get rushed before Congress and said, if we don't start pushing billions of dollars into the system, we won't have an economy on Monday. It wasn't because of the stock market. He said economy. That's what was going on. We're going to be pushed into that. We're being pushed into it now. But for now, until we witness a sell-off in the debt market, and people, I worked very, very hard. I don't have a printout. I am sorry. Of the Mannarino Market Risk Indicator, the MMRI. Okay, it's a gift to all of you. Utilize that tool. Link in the description of this video. When we see the MMRI spike, that means the debt market is selling off. And I mean, we're selling off now to a certain degree, but nothing dramatic. We're not spiking every day 20, 30, 40, 50 basis points on the 10-year yield. We're going to see that at one point. That's going to tell us when the market's going to come down. Look, you can't predict it. It's going to happen at a time of their choosing. Who's the number one buyer of U.S. debt? Who can possibly guess? It's the Federal Reserve. And they're right now buying more of it, keeping rates artificially suppressed, killing the freaking currency value. And we got the two puppets selling you their plan. The Fed cannot be in a better spot or a happier place than they're in right now. Again, those that dwell within the hallways of the Federal Reserve, they're orgasmic, multiple orgasmic right now, thinking we're going to have one of these things behind the Resolute desk. They already know who it's going to be. Okay. And obviously, that person is going to help them keep rates suppressed, and maybe even the boneheads in the Fed will go negative because that's what he wanted last time. Make it up. Make this stuff up. I challenge a single one of you to make any of this stuff up. Done. Thank you. Anyway, look, man, I'm going on about this stuff. My desk is such a disaster. So, look, I was going back to an outlying event. Is it possible that another scamdemic, another whatever they might be, is going to happen? Of course. And I believe that whatever event is happening right now, obviously war is expanding, the funding for war, which is a mechanism to pull cash into the now. That's all it is. And they're going to find every avenue and things we can't dream about, people. They're going to throw in our face to sell you why they got to spend cash over here, why they got to spend cash over there. Meanwhile, the government can't fund itself. We can fund war to the highest order around this world, but we can't fund our own government. They have to kick the can down the road, kick the can, because they can't have a budget. The budget they can't have it because, again, if they ever told us the truth as to why they can't have a budget here, because debt must vastly expand. Imagine for a moment, Jonathan, thank you. I appreciate that. Imagine if we had a real leader to explain to you the things I am saying right now. Really imagine. Do you think a guy like me would ever be selected as a president of the United States? No shot anywhere in heaven or hell or anywhere else where they allow a guy like me in. Won't happen. They need a puppet, someone they can manipulate, someone who can sell you anything. That's who they need and will get behind the Resolute desk. They're going to promise you everything because that's what politicians do. They promise you this and achieve this. I mean, it's just crazy, man. I don't believe that's true. There never was. I believe that one person can change the world. If history has taught us anything, okay, one person can change the world. Imagine what we could do if we were able to come together, but they won't allow that either. We've been divided. We have been conquered. You understand? Divide and conquer. This mechanism is as old as time itself. We, the people of this entire planet, well, none more so than here in the lovely United States, the laughingstock of the world. We have been divided and conquered, and they're laughing at us because, again, we've been put here because we can't come together on anything to elicit change. A tactic as old as time itself. That's where we are. Anyway, guys and girls, look, look, man, be ready for anything. Whatever they're going to do to tell you why they're going to pull more cash into the now. If they have to create another 9/11, they'll do that too. Whatever it has to be done. But the fact of the matter is how you and I are situated here in this market, very diversified. We're taking advantage of the stock market. We're in cryptocurrency. We're heavily in commodities, gold, silver, Greg's favorite asset of all time. You see what I'm talking about? And then we got each other's backs. We here look out for each other. I am doing my best here. I don't stop thinking about this. And all of you too. I have been given a great honor here, okay, to have all of you here with me. And together we're smarter. There's no doubt about it. I am kind of like, the daddy lion. I get that. And it's an extreme privilege to be here. And I don't take that lightly at all. I come out here and my goal has been since day one to keep you guys and girls on the right side of the situation, no matter what they throw at us. Charles, thank you so much. When does the bubble burst? Dude, that's a question. But look, when, I don't even think about when. My focus is the debt market. You all know that. The debt market is the number one driver of everything. What are central banks doing? They're buying it all. What did the ECB do today? The European Central Bank. They're promising lower rates and more to come, just like the Federal Reserve. Same plan Kamala is selling you. Same plan Trump is selling you. Look, we can't change this. There's no one that's going to get up there and say, no, we need higher rates. No, we need a stronger currency. They're telling you we need a weaker currency. It's not working out so well, is it? We need more debt. It's not working out so well. We're being destroyed. We're being exterminated, people. And we know it. At least we have the brain power to see it. So we're taking action. Does that sound about right to you? Anyway, guys and girls, so with regard to when is it going to happen, the way things are lining up, and I'm looking at, we're going to see vast debt expansion moving, regardless of what's coming out of Kamala's mouth or Trump's mouth. Mark my words, save this video. Look at the national debt today. Let's check back in 6 months from today, all right? Let's talk about that in 6 months, where the debt is. It's going to be exponentially higher, regardless of who is selected. Wake up. Wake up. I know you're definitely awake if you're here and part of this worldwide family. Anyway, people, let us. Is there anything you guys and girls want to talk about? I watched the debt market. I'm keep getting distracted. That's because it's the driver of everything. The stock market and the price action of every other asset is deriving value from the debt market, which means everything becomes a derivative. Nothing matters anymore. Again, it's not about the economy. The faster it goes down, the higher the market's going to go, and you know why. It's currency destruction. It's artificially suppressed rates. That's killing the economy. These are economic destroyers. Imagine if Kamala or Trump actually told you that truth. They can't tell you that truth. They're working to make the Fed stronger, and they understand they can't get out of it. Maybe they've both been threatened. I don't know. Okay, I can tell you that anyone that gets on the wrong side of the Federal Reserve ends up not being so healthy. If you get my drift on this, and I've already been warned. I can't tell you how many, maybe 1,000 of you have already told me to not do July 4th of 2025, and it would put my life in danger. It probably would. I'm actually pretty sure about that. But anyway, we'll see. Like I said, we're kind of. I hope we're on the same page with all this. Now, look, before I let you go, all of you, mycoplasma, what are they? They're going to release TB on us? I wouldn't doubt it. Some kind of deadly kind of TB. Anyway, whatever it is, be ready for it. And don't be surprised when it's something so out of left field. But no matter what it is, again, we're going to throw our eyes at the debt market. That's going to be what I'm going to do. If let's just say tomorrow there's some kind of major false flag, whatever it might be, okay, the first thing I'm going to do is look at the U.S. 10-year yield and the U.S. dollar. Today, even though the stock market, today the Dow hit another record high, imagine our shock. I don't even talk about it anymore because it's kind of the norm, okay? Yes, we hit a new record high. But did you see the dollar today? Knee jerk? That's a little bit of a fear trade. If we did not have that fear trade, who knows how much it would have went high? I mean, we knew the S&P 500 was essentially flat. The NASDAQ essentially flat. Tech is the place to be. You know that. As rates get suppressed, you're going to see more cash making its way into tech. That's why I'm building my JEPQ. Greg is an open book. Everybody knows what I am doing here. Joe Doe, I wouldn't be surprised, man. Let's just see what they're going to do. Just be ready for it, man. Be ready for what they're going to do. Before we go, so we're pretty close to the end of this video. It looks like 31% of you are going to be putting cash into crypto. I think that's a good move. 10% in the stock market. Okay, I get it. I'm surprised to see only 10%. Gold and silver, 51%. Commodities, you guys, beautiful place to be. 7% other. I don't know what you mean by that, but 8% now. Anyway, look, I think this is a pretty good poll here that we're running, and where you're at. I always want to know where you guys and girls are at. So it helps me decide what we should be talking about. Now, this particular video, I think was very, very important. We covered a lot of stuff here, and I do appreciate your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Greg, you're wrong on this. I am willing to accept that I am wrong. I am willing to accept that I am wrong. but just tell me where I got it wrong so I can learn something. You know what I mean? We're here to help each other out. I may be the daddy lion over here, but doesn't mean I know everything. I do not know everything. All right. Nobody knows everything. God the Father knows everything. That's it. You understand? Anyway, undercover gargoyle. What am I not answering? I know you're just trolling me more than likely. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. Guys and girls, is there anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here? Why would the government not confiscate gold? Well, look, man, anything is possible that they would, but what they would end up doing here is they wouldn't confiscate it. They would have to pay you for it. It probably would be below value, and they would revalue it. Is that possible? Sure, it is. Anything is possible. You got to be stealthy about these things, about where you're putting stuff, where you're acquiring it from. Without getting too involved. It should be pretty obvious here. Anyway, is a gas generator? I'm having a hard time reading this. It's bouncing around. Oh, I do have a gas generator. That's what helped me get through Milton over here. Anyway, guys and girls, before we get out of here, is there anything you want to talk about? The October-November false flag surprise. Dude, don't be anything. Look, man. Right now, things are being maintained. As you can see, market's going up. Everything seems fine. The data is just absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. It's all propaganda. All right. After the selection takes place, people, just be ready for anything. All right, we already are. We have the high ground. We've had the high ground. We've been talking about this for a very, very long time. We are never letting our guard down. Are we on the same page? I really do hope so. All right, guys, listen, we're going to I think this video is getting kind of long, and people do complain when these videos are a little bit on the longer side. Although the complaint desk has been closed permanently, I am going to let you all go because we've been here a long time. We covered a lot. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for your love, your support. Those comments are huge. Those thumbs up, please, let's do something about those thumbs up, all right? We need more thumbs up. Gets the videos out there. And that's where you come in. Please share this stuff on your social networks. Talk about this stuff. Let's get more real lions in this pride. People that can understand what's happening to them and why. And then more importantly, what action to take. You got it? Love you all. I mean it with all I got. I will see you in the morning as usual, people, until we meet again. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I got your back always too.